Hey everyone, I'm Jared Hall from Entertainment Weekly, coming to you from Comic-Con 2018. Joining me now is one of the stars of CBS's Salvation. Please welcome Santiago Cabrera. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. You know, I have a lot of questions about this show. Namely, starting out, your character, Darius Gans, is a billionaire scientist. Do you think it's fair to, was there any inspiration drawn from perhaps, say, like an Elon Musk type?
Yeah, well, the most similar draw is the fact that he wants to go to Mars at the beginning of episode one. He's got a plan to kind of take the human race beyond our planet, so that's the most obvious comparison. But I think we kind of drew from all kinds of, great minds of our time, even like Einstein and Steve Jobs, and, we kind of wanted to include everyone. But the whole Mars thing was the obvious comparison.
Gotcha. For those who don't know, the setup is that in 6 months, an asteroid is going to hit Earth. So we've got to stop that. Meantime, there's lots of socio-political issues taking place that are kind of, fair to say, like throwing off the priorities, like the eye is taken off of this impending doom for a little bit because now you've got, stuff going on in Washington, D.C. with a dead president. Was the person killed who tried to do all of that? Your character, in the midst of all that, becomes vice president.
Yeah, I start this season as vice president. And also one of the main themes of this season is that the word is out. The whole world now knows that this asteroid is coming, whereas in season one we kept it a secret. So that
Russia
kind of
knew in season one, right?
Russia knew as well, and we were all trying to decide how to stop it. So now it's it's out. The secret's out. So and the world's in panic, obviously, and people are buying bunkers, and money's not valid anymore. So there's a whole lot of that, but they're also very smart. Where this whole show we have this asteroid coming, but it brings up so many different issues and the relationships between the characters that there's so much more than just that as well.
Right. Well, and it makes me wonder, metaphorically speaking, how you guys are drawing, and are you making any kind of comparisons to there are lots of issues going on in the world, 100%. And we're looking for a salvation, something to get us through.
Yeah, the writers are always inspired by that. They really kind of keep it current with what's going on in the world today, and there's always references and it's not just it's symbolism, of course, with the asteroid, but it's very relevant. We actually had when the Supreme Court nomination was going on the other day, our show had an episode about the Supreme Court. So it was that was kind of
a case trying to get a case.
And it was literally at the same. It was going on at the same time. So there's a lot of that, and what I love about it as well is just science being at the center of the show makes it. For me, it's just fascinating to get into that world and delve into the character with that element.
And we're talking like actual science. This isn't like a science fiction fantasy, really. I mean, that's what I agree with you. Is really kind of cool about it.
Yeah, we've got astrophysicists and scientists that they go to for a source material, and everything is something that potentially could happen. There's no kind of fantasy or anything. Everything is in the realms of what's imaginable, real.
So when you started, did you already know when season one was happening that season two was going to start with your character becoming vice president, or was that kind of sprung on you?
No, they sprung that on me. Yeah. It was fun.
So not only are you having to learn all this scientific stuff, but now it's like, I need to know politics.
Well, the good thing is that Darius is the kind of character that would refuse to be a politician. So I definitely played upon that, and we used that as a thing where he doesn't want to fall into being a politician. But there's definitely that he's got to learn the ropes. Like he's now out of his depth. Like a man who's always been in control and has his own company and is a billionaire self, is now suddenly he's dealing with stuff that he's not an expert in. So it brings up whole new issues.
In terms of the way the seasons, the timing, the timeline of everything, we know this asteroid is 6 months away. So within the show it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks? How long really has passed at this point?
Well, now we're, I think, from what the show's airing, there's like 55 days or something. We're down to like or maybe 50 days.
So more time has passed now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time still.
It's not a lot of time, and I just read episode 13, which we're about to shoot, which is the finale of season 2, and I can promise the audience they'll be in for a big surprise.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What of what you have already shot but is yet to air? Obviously, we've kind of got like a civil war mounting and going on. How far are we really going to see that come into play?
Yeah, I mean, it gets crazier and crazier, and it's really like a lot of shocking surprises, and it's great. I think when you go into a second season, everybody knows each other more. The writers know what works. We get to know our characters more, each other, and I think that we've really profited from that. And the show goes deeper, and it's just the thriller element is much more, much more prevalent now. And I think it kind of, the plot thickens, as they say.
Yeah. Well, so with some 55 days left until this asteroid hits Earth, does that mean that then there really is an end game in mind? Like, you guys, the creators, know this is probably how far we can go with the show as a whole?
I definitely would have thought that. I was like, how long can we be chasing this asteroid for?
Right.
But they've been extremely smart, especially like I said, for the end of this one, which is great because it's like something is being there's an ending, but then there's also a whole new beginning that can be look forward to if we do a third one. Yeah.
All right, there you go. Before we wrap up here, I got to ask, because you're playing a scientist, this guy who has a brilliant mind and invents things. If you could have invented anything, what would it have been? What do you wish had been your creation that we're all enjoying the benefits of now?
Well, I mean, you see the world where it is today, I guess, and although we're capable of that, but it's just about something ending world hunger. But I think we're capable of doing that as if governments came together, we could do that.
There we go. But the invention to fix it is out there. Someone will find it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us here, and have a great time at Comic-Con.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.